playing in this video got taken down. We knew why. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of En-Syte. I'm your host, Steven, joined by two of my favorite people, Dre, Shay. How y'all doing?
What's going on, man? What's going on? How you been? What's going on? How you been?
Oh, okay. Got back talk down. I hear echo.
Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Sorry.
Okay, good. Because that was going to be real annoying throughout the show. Hearing ourselves repeat what we already just
No,
said.
man, that was just me, man.
Got your setup and everything going.
On computer. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Yeah, man. I don't know what the heck I'm doing about, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with
kind
that.
of, well, most of us on here is progressing as far as like, technology and whatnot. So that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to work this whole thing out right about now. Sorry about that. What up, Casey? What up, Casey? How you been?
Hey, Kaysa.
Hey, Casey, how you doing? Okay. So.
What you sipping on, bro? What you sipping on?
Just some water. Just
some soda, some water.
No, just water.
Oh, okay.
Just water. No soda, just water. I don't even say soda. Why would you say soda? I say pop.
I understood. I'm just saying something, so I didn't want to say a brand or anything like that, so I just said soda.
Yeah, says the one who was I was sitting here drinking my pop. It was like clear as day what it was. So yeah. Don't get paid by him, but I sure gave them like, hey, drinking your pop. What's good? Okay, so
Gotcha.
Now, all of us in life, we make lists. We make grocery lists, we make to-do lists, we make these lists all the time just to make sure that, things are kept in order the way they need to be kept in order, right? But I'm pretty sure that in most cases, down the lines in relationships that seem to be on that rocky edge, you've made this list known as the pros and cons list. So, you take that one time, and some people, they get a big old piece of paper, they draw that line down the middle, write pros on one side, cons on the other side, and write the good and the bad things about your partner in the relationship, and see if the relationship is worth working on and proceeding with, or is it just time to end it? So my question is this: how effective really is the pro and con list? What up, brother Nate? How effective really is this pros and cons list?
Well, I mean, the thing is, when you're dealing with a pro and a con list, it's actually to stay true to that list. That's the only way it's going to be effective.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're trying to date somebody and get to know somebody. And you have to stay true. That's just like, seeing red flags or seeing the warning signs. You have to stay true with what your pros is and what your cons is.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell a little backstory real quick. I know a guy. It was his anniversary. And he says, I got a blue pen, I got a red pen. He says, every day I'm going to write. And what's up, Diamond? How you doing? I'm going to write. I'm going to write, and they say good. I'm going to say bad. The good is going to be blue, and the red is going to be bad. It was like a journal for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's more blue, I'm gonna stay. If it's more red, I'm gonna stay. And it wound up being more red. And the day of his anniversary, he left.
Mm.
So I mean, you got to look at your pros and you have to look at your cons. But yo, man, so we already got a little feedback already, man.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, thank you all for popping in so far. Like, hey, Casey, Nate, Diamond, how y'all doing? So Russell pops in and says, not effective at all. What you're willing to put up with and not willing to put up with can change regularly. And that is true. Casey says, I've actually used the pro and con list and ended a relationship based on it and have no regrets. I mean, that's the whole key point about the pro and con list. You're not supposed to have any regrets about it because you basically sat down and you literally thought about every possible thing, both good and bad, about the relationship and about your partner, and you came up with the final decision as to, yeah, this is not something I can tolerate, this is not something I can deal with, it's not something I can work with or work through with this person. So you made the decision on leaving. So yes, when it comes to the pros and cons list, regardless of your decision, you should never have no regrets about it. That's just my thinking. So
Come on, a little bit.
I figured you was about to say something. Um, ooh, pros and cons. Pros and cons. Have I ever done it? I don't think I don't think I've ever really truly done it because I know when I leave a situation mentally, I'm already done. Ain't no point of me even attempting to do a pros and cons list because mentally I'm already gone. Now I've done a pros and cons list for myself about myself because you can't. It's never a day where you should not want to work on yourself. We're not saying be super duper perfect, but it's little bitty flaws, that will definitely could turn people off from you and you don't even know it. But yeah, I definitely, that's how I found out, my patience. I'm like, hey, I feel like I do whatever I want to do when I want to do it on my time, not on everybody else's time. So me doing that list, I know that my significant other is going to have patience because I do what I want when I want to do it.
But are you willing to compromise instead of a relationship with doing what you want to do when you do it whenever you want to do it?
Yeah, I definitely am willing to compromise because I feel like that's the only way a relationship is really going to work.
Okay.
Got a couple of pieces of feedback
we
here.
We came back with a little feedback.
All right. Russell says
Russell said those choices only work. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I think there's a delay in the audio between all three of us. Yeah.
Yeah, something's going on.
Well, I couldn't tell.
Because I know Shay was a little choppy when she was talking.
Yeah,
that was just on my end. I'm not for sure.
Yeah, it was on my end too. But I noticed when I talk to y'all, it takes about like a good 5 seconds before I finish actually talking for what y'all hear me.
Oh damn. Yeah, we got bad connect tonight. But we're gonna work it out anyway, y'all. We're gonna work it out.
Yeah.
All right, Brother Russell said these choices only work if you stick to your guns. And then Russell also stated the fact that he spoke to Casey. What up, though, Casey? Brother Nate came in with a little feedback and said, if they can't match the image I'm trying to relate to my daughters, nope, gotta go. Man, that right there is deep. It's deep. And I'm gonna piggyback on that. I brought a young lady around before, and Brother Nate met her, and Andrea met her. And once she left, Andrea was like, "No, never that. She's not. I don't need a friend. I don't need somebody to kick it with. I need like a second mother figure outside my mother, so I can look to and have a conversation with when I need some kind of motherly advice. That will still be there to support me what I'm trying to do. So if I can't bring that to my daughter, to my children, then something is wrong. And no, that person is not for me. I totally wholeheartedly agree with you on that one, Nate."
Yeah.
Then Brother Russell said, if you are back and forth with what you allow and don't allow from the list, then don't feel as strongly about your list as you did when your list was made. And then Casey said she agreed with Russell. That's why I'm saying if you're going to put a list out there, you must really stick to your list, the pros and even the cons, and you must really really say no, I can't deal with it. And when you get to the cons, you need to start thinking of ways and situations to get out of that situation that you're in right then and there. Because if you're getting so many cons, that means that person is not the one for you. I'm just being very honest about that.
No, that's definitely facts because I mean, like you can't just go ahead and go along with it, and then all of a sudden you say, okay, you know what, I can deal with this, like, and then all of a sudden like, oh, I can't deal with this. You keep on going back and forth and flip flop, and that means you don't know personally yourself what you even want to do.
Right. And then a lot of times, man, we're actually just sitting into a relationship, just being there for nothing. To be honest with you, we're
Yeah,
just there.
yeah, definitely, yeah,
Who just want to be in a nothing, who wants to be in a nothingless relationship?
Yeah.
I don't know so many people who would.
Man, did I just drain the energy of the? Did I just drain the energy of the
No,
group or
No, you didn't
something?
drain. No, you ain't drain the energy. You
my
ain't drain the energy.
my brain
No, you ain't drain the energy. It's nothing like that. I mean, but it's like what you're speaking is
my brain
true.
is going. So I have a question. Whoever did a pros and cons list based off something that you done to a person?
Expound.
So you know the concept for every action there's a reaction,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
What if you was the cause of a reaction and the pros and cons list was, based on what you've done to them?
Oh yeah, I've done that.
That that's where my brain went. My brain went that way because we seem to have done our pros and cons list based off what people's done to us. But they never we can't with like we never spoke on a pros and cons list being done on us for what we done to people. Because we not perfect, like I said, everybody in this group has morals and standards. But at the end of the day, sometimes we can be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde depending on the situation.
Yeah, definitely facts.
And have any of us ever done a pros and cons list on ourselves individually to give ourselves a reality check on what we actually need to work on and do better at?
Uh, I mean, as far as the pros and cons list, I think I'm doing one at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
So I do a lot of self checking to become become a better man, become a better father, become a better son, become a better lover, and also become a better father of God. So I'm always doing my own little self checks, here and there. What I don't like, what I need to change, what I want to do better, and a lot of times, man, now lately, I'm gonna say within like the last year and a half, I feel like I've got a lot better at what I'm trying to accomplish as a person, as a man. Right?
Now, who's ever addressed the pros and cons list? You can make it and make your decision off of it, but have anybody ever made it and actually addressed it?
Oh, my mom's good all the time.
Mine's has been addressed to me, so yeah.
But like, have you ever addressed it with your partner or your spouse when you made this pros and cons?
Me and Janelle had some conversations regarding some of it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay.
So I don't know if my mic is not working or what. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, that don't need to be that. That don't need. Okay, that's that. Okay. So we got a couple bits of feedback here. Russell says, but at the same time, emotions are evolutionary, very liquid. If you feel the same in the beginning, then later on,
You
then
you
this
went
is
out, bro. You went out big time, bro.
uh I just checked the mic to see if it was
But
working.
now
It's
but now you
registered.
back. Now you back.
Okay.
Go
I'm
ahead,
about to
bro.
say I literally just checked to see if it was registering. It's still registered. Uh, okay, Russell said, but at the same time, emotions are evolutionary and very liquid. If you feel the same in the beginning, then later on, then this isn't the right partner. Partner. Nate says, absolutely, Shay. And then Nate follows up and says, that's called growth. Russell says, at Shay, you don't always see your own flaws because most of their own flaws as quirks. See their own flaws as quirks. Sorry. At the same time, some will completely ignore the flaws because it pertains to them personally. Kaysa agrees and says that's true, Russell. Nate follows up and says compromise is good, but if you aren't growing, meaning you haven't saw yourself in truth, then you haven't grown. Okay, Russell could say he could still hear me, and Kaysa says yes, he agrees with Nate. Okay, so basically, like what Russell says, like people who do like a pros and cons on themselves, they won't see all of their flaws as a flaw. It'd be like, oh, that's just the way I am, kind of thing. So, how much of that really is how that person is versus it being an actual flaw? That's my next question.
Well, like like it was said first, and a flaw.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, you know a lot of things about yourself that need to be addressed or need to be changed. And the thing is that do you have the wherewithal to go ahead and make them changes? And sometimes we don't have that wherewithal to do it, and we continue to go through the process of just being you. But a lot of times is like you've grown into who you are as a person, and you're not going to change for nobody,
Yeah.
or not even for yourself, because you are. This is what you've done your whole life. So you since you've done it, but you're not willing to grow. That's just a personal. That's a personal. That's personal. But we got some feedback out there.
All right. Ooh,
Nate's.
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All right. Nate said, "Purpose is a beautiful thing. We go from kicking it to dinners with friends, insightful conversations." Then Russell wanted you to repeat the question, Stephen. And then once again, then Nate's come back with a little bit more feedback and said, We grew watching movies with a real plot and storyline, but we aren't emulating that form of art. No, we emulating how to shoot a gun, how to call somebody a bitch in the hole, how to have our pants sagging, and you don't want to be, but we're not sitting up there trying to actually, our youngers are not trying to actually grow to be how to be real men, or didn't even know how to be real men. But what they're portraying on the television is not being a real man. All they want to do is hold they some money to the ear like they're on the grain. Come on now,
Yeah.
that ain't money.
All right, but yeah, my question, Russell, was
It ain't.
like if a person's flaw, if a
We
person
we,
see
un,
their
we
flaws,
we understand, Nate. Thank you, bro. We understand what you're giving.
so a person who sees their flaws as quirks, um, since they never really see them as flaws, is that something basically that they could say that can be changed about themselves, or is that something that someone has to point out? That's basically what I was trying to say. But no, Nate, you all good. We
I
know that you're
mean, I
driving. You
mean,
good.
when it comes deep into yourself, anybody got to point nothing out to you. You know what the hell you are and who you are.
Hmm.
That's
Mhm.
but that's if you're self-aware. But if you ain't self-aware and you just going through the floor living everyday life, then you fucked up. To be real with you.
Right.
That's true. Russell says someone has to
Russell
put.
said
Oh,
someone
sorry.
has to point it out. Go ahead, Susan.
No, sorry. No, it's this delay that's killing me because it's like I
Go
don't know when
ahead.
someone's talking.
Oh,
All right.
I got you. Go ahead.
Okay. Russell says someone has to point it out because they may see it but refuse to acknowledge it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then that's the question. When you was younger, remember when you were younger, and your kindergarten and first grade teacher gave you constructive criticism? How did you take it? That's the question.
Hmm.
How do you take constructive criticism? It's not like they're beating you down. It's just like there's some things inside you that they feel they may be able to bring out of you or may be able to change.
Yeah.
Story for you. Story for you. I was in seventh grade at Oglesby, and my teacher was Mr. Cox. To this day, Mr. Cox is still alive. He's like 95 years of age. But Mr. Cox is probably one of the most influential men in my life. So we were about to start. It was about to start this gifted program, and and it was this gifted program, and that he was signed. He was signed. It was like 15 kids to go, and I was one of the kids that he wanted to go. So we did this assignment, and the assignment was, I can't remember what the assignment was, but he wanted the list of everything. He wanted it broken down totally, the whole list of how everything was. But me being a smart ass, I gave him the first one and the last one. And I mean, everybody page is full of shit, but mine just had the first and the last. And he got the paper, and he was like, "Brother Davis, come to the front of this room." So I get to the front of the room. He said, "What is this?" I'm like, "That's the answer." She was like, "No, I want to see your work and what you're doing." He was like, "See, you always trying to take the shortcut in life." And then
Okay.
he was like, "Brother, taking the shortcut in life is gonna lead you to nowhere. Stop taking the shortcut in life." He said, "Your gift if you want to if you use your brain, but you don't want to use your brain." And as he was saying it, it was like his words started to just transcend inside of me and started hurting me. And then he was like, "Bend over," 'cause, back then, I don't know about what you guys, we used to get paddled
Oh yeah, I
in
got still
school,
got paddle.
and it was like he was whooping my ass, and it was like my mom and my dad whooping my ass, cause you know better. It was like it was echoing through the whole room, and I was like, damn. And so I went back, sat down, ass bang bang. And I used to talk to this chick named Angela Dixon. If y'all ever talk about Angela Dixon, she's probably like she's my first love. And when I'm talking about a person that can push you, Angie can push me. And she was like, "I told you, this is the shit I tell you about this. I tell you this every single day." And I'm like, "Okay." She's like, you have a brain, just you don't want to use it. So I'm like, whatever. So I get out of school, I go to the game room, play in the game room. I get home like 30 minutes later. Guess who's sitting in my house? Mr. Cox. Him and Mama Lois talking.
Ooh, sis.
Mm.
Uh,
Got my ass fucked up again. But what I'm trying to say is that it all depends on how you take your criticism, and you need to know exactly where your shortcomings is. I knew I did that shit wrong, but I was being a smart ass trying to take the shortcuts. So I know it's a long story, and I do apologize for the length of the story. But the thing is that it's how you take constructive criticism, how you're going to apply it to your life and get better. I'm gonna say I've gotten better with the shortcuts, but I still do it at times, but I have gotten better. But Russell comes and says that talking to me now, it depends on how contrary it is to what you're usually being told. That's so very true. But the thing is that we need to hear it. We need to hear it when we're younger, so we can make the life adjustments that's going to help us better our lives. Not to be a detriment, but to lead us to a better path. And I do apologize for my boring ass story, y'all.
No, I wasn't born.
it all it, that's,
Yeah, it all works
it
together in
says
terms of
people
this
take
topic.
offense to constructive criticism.
Go ahead, Swan.
It says people take offense to constructive criticism because essentially you're telling someone no when they aren't used to being told no.
There you go. There you go. And the biggest thing about no is it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a very good thing. It teaches you how to be resilient. Stop being so reliant on things.
Yeah.
This is true. Definitely true.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I don't have much to really too much say about this.
What you say? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, Shay.
I said surprisingly, I don't have too much to say about this particular topic.
What are you talking about? Me and Steve or you? Or all of us?
No, I said me.
She,
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah,
No, you good.
yeah, because you are you're very tame. Not to use the word tame, but you're kind of quiet to me.
Yeah, very reserved.
Yes. Hello, Samantha. How you doing, Sam? What's going on, girl?
Hi. Oh, okay.
Damn it, she came and she came with comments.
You love it.
Go ahead, Shivani. Knock them out.
Okay. First, let's get to Russell. He said, "You're teaching someone you won't get what you want all the time, immediately when you want it." That's cool. Hi, Sam. She said, "I'm late to the party."
Just
Sam
on
said,
time.
I think she is. She said, "I have problems with the pros and cons list because some things outweigh others. Like in school, you only have 2 or 3 exams, but they aren't worth a lot more than those 50 homework assignments put together." Oh, I love that perspective because this takes me back to college. Reason being, you can get all A's, all B's, or whatever good grades on the assignment. But if you do not attend class when attendance is like 80% of your grade, you flunk. No matter how good the other 20% of your classwork is. But that huge chunk was based off attendance for you to just show your face, raise your hand, ask a question, and you can leave. If you don't do that, you out of there. So I definitely, man, that her comment personally hit home. It really hit home. So that actually goes to the question now is when it comes to the pros and cons list, are you writing down deal breakers that's on that list?
I said they see it as a con. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't be on the list in the first place. I mean, this is what you think is wrong within the relationship. So if you think that that deal breaker is something that's wrong in the relationship, it might get marked down.
Deal breakers should be okay. Maybe I'm asking the question wrong because I'm definitely not getting the response. But oh, you waiting on me to ask?
Yeah, yeah, that's what we waiting on for you to re-ask the
I hate
question.
when you do
So
that. It's like that. I'm listening. I'm gonna y'all keep talking. I'm working to formulate it maybe a whole lot better because
okay,
Sam came in with the right idea. Like she said, some things outweigh other things. So when it comes to really, doing the pros and cons list, what exactly is being put on it? Is it deal breakers that's being put on there, or is it flaws in court that can actually be fixed just by communicating?
I really believe it's a
I'm gonna
combination of
say
both.
it's both. No, it's a combination of both. Some things are quirks and flaws that can be fixed, but if it continues to go on, it becomes a deal breaker. And then you got some things that's on that list. It's like, oh hell no, we just ain't gonna do. So I mean,
So, okay, go ahead. Go ahead, keep going.
so they're actually they're both on the list. So
Uh-huh.
the list is very fluid, as we said earlier. You
Right.
have things that may that oh I really don't like this, but we can work on it. But then there's some things
Hmm.
on the list that oh we can't ever work on this shit. We just done with it.
So, do you suggest that this pros and cons list should be done before you guys come exclusive? Because it seems as if while we're having this particular conversation, we already into a relationship, then the pros and cons get started. Because if you in a relationship and you do this pros and cons list, and all of a sudden you starting to see these red flags, why didn't you catch those type of pros and cons before y'all got deeper into a relationship?
That's why I always say that you need to sit down and get butt naked with that person. And you need when you sit down, you need to go into your closet, put things on the table from your closet, and you put everything on from their closet, put it out there. You sort through everything, and when you sort through everything, you'll know they'll know what the pros and they'll know what the cons is right then and there, ahead of time.
So you're saying do it before you get in a relationship?
That's my opinion. Yes, I could be
Okay.
totally wrong, but sometimes things come up a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Savannah, read that comment, please.
All right. Russell said deal breaker should be a con. He also said it also shouldn't need to be listed because it's a higher level offense than the rest. If it's a deal breaker, there should no way be the relationship should not continue if it's a deal breaker. There should be no list even in existence if this particular person is doing things that's a deal breaker for you. All right, Miss Sam, she said, I wasn't sure if I knew what my deal breakers were, but I think maybe as I make the list, I'll figure it out. I like that. I like her transparency. She like, I don't know exactly what my deal breakers are, but I like how she can use this pros and cons list in a whole nother different way. Whoever you are, Sam, you are awesome. Like I love your perspective. Like you like a breath of fresh air right now.
Y'all want to know something? Yo, Steve,
Yeah.
remember
What?
remember dreaded hashtag 7 days?
Of course.
Hashtag 7 days. Um, Shivani, that was your
Yes.
original roommate.
Are you serious?
Yes,
She was supposed to come on the cruise?
yes, she was your original
Yeah.
roommate.
That's that Sam.
I would need her to get it together. Because if we were supposed to be room Sam. Is this Sam that we work with?
Yeah. She was a beverage server on the
Favorite
doorway.
Sam?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey! Oh my god! I know you!
And the thing is, on top of this, this topic
What's
idea, this
up,
topic idea came from
Sam?
her. This topic idea came from her.
That is awesome. Hey, I love you too, girl. Love you too. Yes, I love it. I love it. I'm. Oh my god! Yes.
Thank
Hey,
you.
I missed you. I haven't seen you in a while. That is awesome.
Yo, Steven, go ahead and read the feedback from Russell, please.
Russell says, but then you have to do some deep soul searching. Are the deal breakers your own or based on what you were told is a deal? Oh,
I love it. Now,
yeah.
now, y'all giving me some mojo to work with here. Okay, that is absolutely true. That is true. That's
Man,
true. Because what I noticed is this: everybody say cheating is a deal breaker. In my opinion, I agree. Cheating is a deal breaker. If I'm being faithful to you, please be faithful to me. What I ask is what I provide. Period. That's me. Now, for the sake of the show, let's say somebody like, hey, well, I cheated during the course of our relationship. So if you cheat on me, I would understand. So you probably have somebody out there that will feel that cheating is not a deal breaker because they've done it before and they've been forgiven.
Yeah.
Even though it's moral, even like I said, all of us in here have morals, but we have other people out here. They be like, man, like I'll let her slide with this one time because I know I didn't do right by her, or I know I didn't do right by him. So maybe some people probably would be like, all right, cheating is not a deal breaker because I know I didn't done wrong. So is it we were told that cheating is wrong? Because we still do it. A mass majority of males and females still cheat regardless. The boys be married people be emptying clips and single people DMs and vice versa.
That's true.
So what exactly are your person? That goes to the $1 million question: is what exactly is your own deal breaker? Not what was embedded in you, not what was told to you. What is something that you as a particular person cannot deal with?
Goddess.
Right? We're not gonna go there. Your track record shows that you was a super side.
You said what again? I'm sorry.
I said your track record shows you was a super duper side.
Oh Lord help
I'll
me.
take that personal. I'll take that personal.
So yeah, shout out to Russell with that. That you know, that was yeah, like literally. What is a deal breaker that nobody told us that you should not put up with? Mine is disrespect.
Disrespect is a big one, but also disrespect, a raggedy ass mouth.
Okay, understandable.
When we having a conversation, you know, consistently cutting me off.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a point, I listen to your point. Allow me to say my point. Or
Yeah.
that's just in any kind of conversation.
Yeah.
Allow me to get my point across to you so the conversation can grow. Because everything that you say is not most definitely, Sam. Most definitely abuse.
Absolutely.
Abuse is any kind of abuse, verbal, mental, physical.
Physical.
Emotional, all that.
All that right there is just those are very big deal breakers. Seriously. Yeah. Man, we got some feedback. I don't even know if we even got to it yet, man. But
There we go. There we go. One of my deal breakers is letting yourself go. It's little is letting yourself go. You know, it's letting yourself go. It's not being as active as you was before because we age forward. We don't age backwards. You know, the way that you can move today, 2 years later, you probably can't move as quick as you can. You're gonna sit here and just be like, well, I can't move as quick as I can before. You crazy. You are crazy. And this is one of the reasons why I love the gym. It has nothing to do with my physical look. Because people look at me, oh, you skinny, baby. I'm what people would consider fit. Reason why I started going back to the gym and got nothing to do with my health issues. Okay? My friend told me she was skinny at one point in her life. She was like, just because I'm skinny, that don't mean that I'm not unhealthy. Or that don't mean that I'm healthy. She was like, I go to the gym because one, I don't want to be slower when I get older. I still want to be able to move around. I still want to be able to climb those 5 flights of stairs when I'm probably 35 and I'm 31 right now. I still want to be able to be active and do the things that I used to be able to do. So for everybody to be like, oh well, she want me to go to the gym because she don't like how I look. It don't have nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with longevity. Because people nowadays, in reality, men are not going around here getting vasectomies. So they still able to produce children. Some women are not. So let's say, like Mike Epps, for example, he's 46 and he just had a baby. He's still able to move how he want to move. Why? Because he goes to the gym. He want to be able to stay active for his kids. He want to be able to stay around for his kids. People sit up here and get heart disease and become obese. They'll want to hit the gym. That's not right. You close to death and you decide to want to fix something when you had plenty of time to fix it before you even got to this.
yeah, but I knew this guy I worked at on the Tribune with. This guy hit the gym every single day, every day. And everything that you want, everything you're saying right now. He was sitting right there at work and he had a heart attack and died. So that goes both ways. No matter
Right.
what. I mean, that goes both ways. So it's not one thing about anything else. I mean, the thing is, yeah. I mean, you hit the gym because you have the time to hit the gym. Some people don't have the time to hit the gym, but some people don't have the resources to hit the gym. Some people do things their own way. But I understand the things that you're saying. But it's more than just It's more than just yeah. Whoever having a kid at 46 years of age is crazy as fuck. And I'm gonna say that for the simple fact that by your time when your kid is going to goddamn prom, you 64 years of age, and they're like, damn, look at your old ass daddy out there, and you trying to kick their head out. No, that shit right there is the crazy shit, in my opinion. Seriously. But I mean that's just the most craziest and craziest bullshit ever in my life right there. But no, people are not getting vasectomies right about now.
Right.
But also then, but damn. I mean, we got a whole bunch of goddamn going, whole bunch of other stuff. We can holler about that whole part right there a little bit later. But we got a whole bunch of feedback going on right about now. Steve, you got to speed read this shit. We at 50, bro.
Okay, let's see. Because I got to go up a little bit. It's okay. Okay, Casey says, I hope it would be based off of your own pros and cons. Nate said, I get what you're saying, Shay. um, let's see. Russell then says, that isn't an acceptable reason, in my opinion. In my opinion. Yeah, in my opinion. There's no you did it to me, so I'm going to do it back to you means, I don't even know what PL means.
I get what he's saying with that.
Yeah, I get what he's saying.
You
Yeah,
cheated on me, so I'm gonna get you back on the cheating aspect. Yeah.
basically. Russell just says no, only planned, but are looking forward to it. Sam laughed at the thoughtism.
Mhm.
Nate said right. Sam said abuse of in terms of things that you realize is a deal breaker. You won't tolerate that no one told you to not to tolerate. Russell then says you're not going to tell me to face you. Don't trust me and mean that shit. Damn. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you.
Russell just says you're not going to be one way with me, then flip on me when you around your friends. Oh yeah, that's some fake shit right there. That's some fake shit right there. Russell then says you're not going to put a million restrictions on me and think you're going to be out here unhinged. That is definitely fact. That is definitely fact.
His deal breaker.
Man. This sounds like personal experience, Russell. But yeah, Russell, did you just say unhinged? That's what Cases just said. Russell then says, "At my absolute level 0, you're not gonna put your hands on me and think you won't get the same. Soon as you touch me, you become my equal and are seen and treated as such. Hands rated E for everybody. Goddamn." Oh my God. Nate then says no ability to grow. God, these hands are rated E for everyone.
I mean, and also, that goes verbally as well. Don't think that you can scream at me and holler at me and shit, and then I can scream back to you, then you want to get your feelings hurt. No, motherfucker, the same energy you give me, the same energy I'm gonna give it right back to you.
Yeah.
But also, man, like Nate just said too. If you don't want to grow, man, we can't be together. Seriously, man, we can't be because you got to want to grow, and if we can't grow, then we can't be together. Period.
True.
I look for longevity. Period. Point blank. Period. Because the last thing anybody want to do is be old and ill and die alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the realest thing I've ever heard. Period. Longevity. That means mind, body, and soul. Because the first thing that go is the body, baby. And we run it down, and we run it down, and we don't run it down. Somebody told me this. It was a wealthy guy. He said we so focused on getting money that we will risk our body and we will risk our health. The money that we make, and we don't have to turn around and use it because we got bad feet, we got bad back, we got bad legs. Like everything physically on us just went gone because we out chasing the money.
I mean, but I see the point in that, but also growing up as a black person, we went through slavery, so we was used for nothing but our bodies. So just to move, just to live. So that's what it is. When Nate told you hit the gym, there it is.
Oh yeah, I definitely say hidden because, like I said, I like longevity. I still want to be able to be active because you never know who you gonna run into. I never been skiing. I can't sit up here and say, "Oh, I want to go skiing," and I ain't like, I'm not mentally ready. I'm little, bro. I'm 4'11". They can fucking lose me out there. Like, come on. Like, be honest. Longevity is what it is. Period. Longevity. Everybody in my, it, like, I guess is a gene thing because mostly everybody in my family look healthy and is healthy. They still, my grandmother is 99 years old. She still can eat what she wants. Ain't nothing wrong with her. Nothing. She stay active. And that's all she ever told me. Stay active. Stay active.
Okay.
Nate said, right, we live forever. We die once. We live every day and die one time. I'm trying to live every day. Russell was like, speak it today to deny tomorrow's regret.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, Russ. I can definitely see that. Okay. This one wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. It hit, but it wasn't hitting the way I thought it was going to hit. But still, some you come across some things that you never know that you'll come across. You never thought that you would sit there and think like, is this a deal breaker for me? Until you actually sit there and think about it, contemplate about it, and wonder like, is this what I really want? Is this what I'm really worth? That kind of thing. So it really makes you wonder in terms of this whole pros and cons list. It's actually more helpful than you think. It's not just to see if the relationship will work or not, but it's actually to find out about yourself as well, to see what it is that you want, what it is that you need, what it is that you deserve and desire, and what it is you're going to deal with. So I say that the pros and cons list is something that even if your relationship is good, or even if you're not in a relationship at all, do it. I say do it.
Oh, most definitely. Now, healthcare is getting more expensive every day.
Yeah.
But with that being said, people know seriously that I do the show from 5 to 6 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Why in the hell are you texting me? Why in the hell are you calling me? Why in the hell are you messaging me? You know what the hell I do between 5 and 6. Fucking irritants.
My hands is up. I don't
I
know.
like the word you use. That's a big word.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Steven?
I said my hands are up. I don't know.
Man, huh, you know how that goes. It's the show day.
Mm. Well, like Nate said, healthcare will continue to get more expensive. Know this. Yeah, health is the new wealth.
Hmm.
And then Russell was like, I've assisted in creating lists, but really haven't done one for me. My
Okay.
closing remarks as this list is this. If you gonna do the list, before you do the list about somebody else pros and cons, do the list on yourself about your pros and your cons. And be as authentic and transparent as possible because you can't do a list about somebody else's flaws and not do one on your flaws.
My closing remarks on this whole situation is be honest with yourself. Whatever something is going on, I stay related to the person. Related to the person at all times. Don't hold things in because that's a detriment to your own.
Mm-hmm.
And also live each day doing as much as you can do and loving as much as you can love because life is so very short, no matter how you look at it. No matter how healthy or how fit you are, the day you was born, your date you died was already written.
Mhm.
So it was like from 1970 to whatever day. What matters is that little dot in between, that little slash in between. That's the only thing that matters. For it wasn't the day you were born or the day you died. It's everything that was done in between that. And continue to live and be the best person that you can be and love upon the people and spread as much great energy that you can spread. Those are my closing words. And as always, be easy.
All right. So I want to thank you all for tuning in, from everybody from Russell to Nate to Kasa to Sam. Sam, thank you again for this topic idea. Really do appreciate it. Who else stepped in? I know that this is Kasa. Diamond
Thank you,
stepped in
Sam.
for a
Thank you.
bit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Russell, Nate,
You.
Sam. So I appreciate you all for stopping by, and anybody who was just watching and didn't get a chance to comment. We appreciate you watching and tuning in with us anyway. Next time, hopefully, you can get a chance to go ahead and comment and give us a little bit of your feedback on what you think about the topic that we may come up with next. So remember, y'all, we are live every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you don't know any time zones, just look up the Windy City. That's how you know what time it is. We've all gave our closing remarks. We're about to head on up out of here. You all have yourselves a beautiful night. And remember, as always, stay in sight. Peace.
Please.